All right, you guys, welcome to tonight's team call. Really quick before I pass it off to Kylie, I do want to remind you all that we have our What is Coaching event on Thursday. What is that? Now I'm drawing a blank. The 7th? Yes, Thursday the 7th. It is going to be a group. Okay, so I know we've been doing a lot of calls and we really like the calls, but we're doing 2 events this month to help all of you girls who set the goal for Emerald by the end of the month to reach that and to share more about coaching and to encourage all of us to talk more about it, because we tend to talk about it the week of the event and then we kind of like drop off and get quiet, right? So we're going to try to do 2 a month, but one will be like more of a day event, like this Thursday will be, where that group, it's in Team Living Healthy and Fit. I put the link to the group if you're not in the group. Well, we will just share, I think there's 6 or 7 posts throughout the day, so people can just pop in at their leisure and check things out, okay? And then on the 3rd Thursday of the month, we will have our normal like call, sharing more about what is coaching, okay? So since we do have a brand new coach on and we have a couple other new girls getting started, basically what the group is, Anya, you were on our call, 10 days ago or whatever it was. Basically, the group is just going to share more of the fine details. There's more income, what we do as coaches, a little bit of our story, but it's more of like the informational side of things versus like our calls are typically more about our stories, our mission, and that sort of thing. That will be sprinkled in there too. But it just gives another perspective and another aspect of people who want to learn. And if they're very detail oriented, it allows them to learn too. Okay. So mark your calendars. That is going to be Thursday, the 7th. Okay. All right. So that's all I have. I'm going to pass it off to Kylie. She's going to talk about vulnerability with us tonight.
Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. First, I hope that everyone that started the 4-week gut protocol is surviving. I know the first couple of days were a little tough for me, but also exciting, if that makes sense. I love the workouts. I love being able to choose that 5th day of being active. I've been doing a lot of like the body programs and bike rides. I also love the gut check energy bites. So good. If you haven't made them yet, I may have shoved a few in my mouth before this. I can literally see crumbs on my keyboard right now. But so I'm in week 3. I love it. You'll feel so much better, I promise. So keep going. So today we're going to talk about vulnerability. I was going to make a slideshow for the sole purpose of you guys not staring at my face. I wanted you to stare at the slideshow, but instead, in honor of the topic I'm talking about, I wanted to be full screen in your face tonight. And I'm sorry, I had a little bit of a rough day today at work, so this is what you get, but at least I'm here. So if you noticed, I said, we are going to talk about vulnerability. I'm hoping that you ladies will be open to a little exercise that I have for us. It'll be at the end. So if you have some time, like 10 minutes, if I timed it right, to mentally prepare. So what is vulnerability? Why is it important? And how is it relevant to Beachbody or this team call? Vulnerability is defined as basically uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. I'm going to quote Brene Brown a few times, who I believe most of you know, but if you don't, please check her out on the TED Talk. She's got books. I think she has a podcast and even a Netflix special. So Brene says, I spent a lot of years trying to outrun or outsmart vulnerability by making things certain and definite, black and white, good and bad. My inability to lean into the discomfort of vulnerability limited the fullness of those important experiences that are wrought with uncertainty, love, belonging, trust, joy, and creativity, to name a few. Learning how to be vulnerable has been a street fight for me, but it's been worth it. I don't know why I'm so out of breath talking. When I was first approached by my coach, Mindy, who's here today, to join Beachbody, just as a customer, my knee-jerk reaction was to say no. And the reason I wanted to say no was because I was feeling insecure. I heard the words beach and body, and immediately thought fit, tan, beautiful bodies, people that were already in great physical shape. I didn't want to feel shame about my body and how I didn't have what I pictured a beach body. I didn't want that emotional exposure, but numbing my vulnerability didn't help me with making better decisions with my fitness or my nutrition. It just numbed me, which I chose to cope with eating. Another quote from Brene, you can't numb those hard feelings without numbing the other effects, her emotions. You cannot selectively numb. So when we numb those, we numb joy, we numb gratitude, we numb happiness, and then we are miserable and we are looking for purpose and meaning, and then we feel vulnerable. So then we have a couple of beers and a banana nut muffin, and it becomes this dangerous cycle. So I stepped outside of my comfort zone and I said yes to joining a challenge group with Beachbody. I said yes to opening up to my coach with my concerns. I said yes to meeting new people. And now, over a year and a half later, here I am on this team call talking to other coaches about vulnerability. And after about a month or two of doing the workout programs, nutrition, and everything, I stepped outside of my comfort zone even more. And I told my coach that I also wanted to be a coach. And so I became one. So back to why being vulnerable is important or related to what we do. Being vulnerable opens us up to making connections with others. And that is one of our biggest things that we do as coaches. People want to see authenticity. People want to see courage and compassion. I have found personally that being vulnerable about my parenting, my body, my emotions, talking about going to marriage counseling, talking about my thyroid cancer journey, talking about raising a daughter who at just 5 years old was told that she was fat by another kid and having to constantly remind her of how beautiful and perfectly shaped that she is, has gotten much more response than most other posts. Just being open and vulnerable. Being so honestly open about my life has really helped me make more connections and start conversations with people. Before we move on to our little team exercise, I want to share some other words from Brene that have really hit home for me. And this is from her TED Talk, which I think helped like boost her career. It's got like millions and millions of views on it. It's kind of long, so bear with me. Let me tell you, this is from Brene. Let me tell you what we think about children. They're hardwired for struggle when they get here. And when you hold those perfect little babies in your hand, our job is not to say, look at her, she's perfect. My job is just to keep her perfect. Make sure she makes the tennis team by 5th grade and yell by 7th. That's not our job. Our job is to look and say, you know what? You're imperfect and you're wired for struggle, but you are worthy of love and belonging. That's our job. Show me a generation of kids raised like that, and we'll end the problems, I think, that we see today. If we pretend that what we do doesn't have an effect on people, we do that in our personal lives. We pretend like what we're doing doesn't have a huge impact on other people. To let ourselves be seen, deeply seen, vulnerably seen, to love with our whole hearts, even though there's no guarantee. And that's really hard. And I can tell you as a parent, that's excruciating difficult to practice gratitude and joy in those moments of terror. And when you're wondering, can I love you this much? Can I believe in this passionately? Can I be this fierce about this? Just to be able to stop, and instead of catastrophizing, that was a hard word for me to say, what might happen, to say, I'm just so grateful, because to feel this vulnerable means I'm alive. And last, which I think is probably the most important, is to believe that we are enough. Because when we work from a place that says I'm enough, then we stop screaming and start listening. We're kinder and gentler to the people around us, and we're kinder and gentler to ourselves. So now we're going to kind of move to our exercise. So what we're going to do is we can either share by chatting, or you can unmute yourselves. And if you do the chat, I can read it out loud. And if you truly do not want to join an exercise, I understand. Just say pass or something in the chat. So this exercise is called Pest Project. A pest project is part of someone's life that they want to improve. It can be a skill someone is dying to learn. It can be a weakness someone wants to overcome. It can even be a source of anxiety someone is hoping to solve. With this team building activity, it says you want to create a safe space for team members to build trust through vulnerability. So there's 3 questions that you can pick one. I'm going to type them out after I say it, because if you're like me, I literally forget what someone says almost immediately. That's why I have a million notebooks. So the first question is, what's one skill you always have wanted to learn? The other question is, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? And then the other question is, what do you worry about most? I'll type it in the chat and I'll give you all a few minutes to think about it and write it down if you want. And then after I type it out, I'll go first, and whoever wants to go next can. Chat. Okay, so I put it in the chat and I'll go first, and there's no rush if you guys still want to write it down, but I chose to answer, what do you worry about most? I this is a little, I don't know, maybe this is sad, but this is me being vulnerable and open. I worry that even though there is a small percentage of reoccurrence, which is your cancer coming back, that my cancer will return or spread, and I will leave my children motherless. And to think of my children upset or hurt hurts me the most. And honestly, that is my biggest why when I choose to live a healthier lifestyle and continue this journey. So not only does it hurt me to think about that, but it also inspires me and motivates me to keep going. Does anyone want to go next?
I'll say I'll go next. So mine is a lot like yours. I think about my MS all the time. And, when I first developed the symptoms of it, I was 6 months postpartum, and I thought, what am I going to do? I lost part of my vision. I have a brand new baby, and how am I going to take care of her when I couldn't even drive because I couldn't see? I could hardly see her. And, I've talked a lot of times that Beachbody has given me a healthy lifestyle, and that is my why, because I don't ever want to think of a day that I may be in a wheelchair. I might not be able to walk or run or, play outside with her. So living a healthy lifestyle is what keeps me, off of my med, and what pushes me so I can be there for Macy. So Kylie, I totally know how you feel, and it's tough. And like you said, that living a healthy lifestyle can, help us, and hopefully we don't have any issues or anything like that. But it's definitely something that every day I worry about. And when I do have issues with my MS, that's the first thing I think about is what if something happens to me and I'm not here to live the fullest life with Macy.
Yes, thank you for sharing. And you are so inspiring every day. And like I love when you share your stories about like MS, just awareness. Like I really didn't know much about it until last year when I kind of met you, and then we went on that walk, and like, so thank you for sharing that, and you've got this. Anyone else want to go? All right, girlfriend.
All right, can you hear me? Okay, so I did what do you worry about most also. And for me here lately, it is I worry about being a present mom for my kids, because being a single mom and being responsible for all the things, for working, for making sure they have everything they need, the house is clean and everything's done. I'm a very task oriented, like make a list of what needs done and just check it off. And I always worry that, am I putting like spending time with my kids is just like another thing on my checklist? So, okay, I'm going to get in there, you get it done, and then move on to the next thing. And I'm not really actually being present in enjoying my time with them, because it's okay, I'm going to get this done because then I have 50 other things that I have to go do. So I think about that a lot. And especially now too, I'm like, gosh, they're getting so much older and it goes by so fast. And like, am I taking the time to slow down and enjoy them at the age that they are, and not just like be rushing through everything? So I try to be very conscious of that when I am like doing an activity with them or something like that. But I do feel myself like, okay, 5 more minutes and then I got something I got to go do, or there's another thing, and that there's going to come a time where they're not going to want to spend time, playing a board game or watching a movie or whatever. And then I'm going to be longing for those days and be like, why didn't I just slow down when they were little instead of just trying to cram everything in and get it done? So I do worry about that a lot. And it doesn't matter how much I try to slow down. I can't. I'm always just go, go, go. So that's mine right now. It changes all the time, but that's my current worry.
No, I totally understand that, because I think like I'm similar, like you and I are similarly, like we love our lists and all that. And I feel bad because like the first thing I do sometimes when I come home is like, did you guys do your chores? Did you do your homework? Did you do this? Instead of just kind of like being present and asking about their day, or like, it's just, you gotta get dinner, we gotta get into bed, you gotta do your brush teeth, you gotta read. Like, I totally understand that. It is hard. And I bet especially for you being a single parent to try to do everything and still be present and not stressed out. Thanks for sharing, Mindy. So Jackie chatted, and she said, I worry most about being enough for my kids. Am I doing this whole mom thing the right way? I know they say you're the best mom for your kids, but I still doubt myself. I just always look up to my mom and how she did for us growing up. I just want to be all of that to my kids. She always seemed to have it all together. Totally understand that. That's how I felt about my mom. She always got it, everything done that she needed to. We were happy. We still went on trips. Like we still did things, but I get that. I feel like we're all like, that's how we all are. We all doubt ourselves, but I feel like we're all excellent mothers.
I think just the fact that you worry.
Yeah.
Like that's on your mind, that you're doing it right, and nobody's perfect, but certainly we are our own worst critic, right? Like I could have spent more time, or I shouldn't have been worried about getting the laundry done or whatever. But like at the end of the day, all of those things need to be done. So I will go. I actually was thinking, I relate to both the health side of things because that's how I started this journey, was looking at Keyston and being very unhealthy and unhappy and thinking to myself that like, what if I wasn't here for him? And I struggle with the mom stuff too, but really what came to mind for me is in this season of hustle, I worry about letting you guys down. And I worry that the time that I invest and take away from my family at times is going to be, I'm not going to say for nothing, but that it doesn't lead to the outcome that we're all working for. And so it kind of being intentional and being present. And that's why I wake up so early and trying to get most of it done in the morning. So I'm not taking time away from them. But at the end of the day, I just want so much for all of us that that pressure can be a little heavy at times.
Well, I'll be the first to say that you are the best. Like I never feel like you're failing us, like ever. You're the first one to check in on all of us. You're the best leader. Like, I don't want you to ever feel that way. I don't ever feel that way. You inspire me and motivate me and push me all the time. So, and I think I speak for everyone. We freaking love you.
I love all of you. That's why I worry, because I'm like, I don't want to let everybody down.
That's how I felt today. I was like, today's my turn to do the call. I don't want to let Corey down. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
No, and it's so good. Like, it's so good to remember that like we're all human and we all have hard times and we all have different fears and struggles, but like we're all here for one another and to help each other do our best. And I love you girls too. No, I think you guys are all amazing too. She's still you guys are seriously all amazing. Like, just the fact that you take control of your health and you're doing your best, and some of you face some really hard struggles, like I think it's really empowering and amazing for sure.
We have like the best group of women, I swear. Like, we're just
We really
from all different places in our lives in the country. Like, it's really awesome how we all come together and help each other.
I totally agree.
Thanks for listening to me, guys.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you. I love that. What did you say the part that you read at the end from Brene? Where was that from? What was that?
That is from her TED Talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like towards the end of her speech. She's so awesome. I could listen to her all the time.
She is very good.
Thanks, Michelle.
So good. Does anybody else have anything they want to add? I know, Mindy, we need you back. We're like missing you terribly.
We need Weird Mindy.
We do need Weird Mindy. And what was it? Get Low came on the other day during my workout. I was like, oh my God, I miss Mindy. I haven't seen Mindy in the morning in so long. I miss her.
I'll make sure Weird Mindy is at Summit, okay?
Please.
I'm sharing a room with Weird Mindy.
Yeah. I would so appreciate that. Are you guys flying out Wednesday night or Thursday?
I probably can't fly out till Thursday. Actually, no, I can probably try Wednesday night. I could.
We're flying out at 8 p.m. Wednesday night. And I'm pretty sure it's just Caitlin, myself, and Paul are all flying out at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So, and we gain an hour going there. So it's only like an hour and a half flight out of Detroit.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'll send you girls the beats. Okay. Did you have anything else? I don't want to cut you off.
Just to answer Michelle's question, those energy bites are called, I think they're literally called gut energy bites. And they're in that 4-week protocol under the recipes, like meal plans and recipes, and you literally have to like scroll down and hit the recipes button and it'll bring it all up.
Somebody put it in our chat thread today too.
Yeah, I put it in there too.
Yeah. Because I found it and then I lost it. And then I was like, man, where did I find it?
Yeah, no, they moved it. That's why I had found it. And then they moved it when they added the meal plan. And then I was like, no, they took it off. And then I found it.
I have to do those for next week.
They're super good.
They look good. I can't, did you get it? I was like, we can't see it, just a white screen.
They're really messy to make though, FYI. Like when you like roll it all up. I don't know if I was doing it wrong, but I'm like, I don't think my hands should have this much peanut butter on it.
Yeah. Oh, well. That's when you just get the bonus, right?
Yeah. It's like
all right, girls. Well, Kylie, thank you so much. You're amazing. That was really, really good. And I love you always do the exercises so that it makes us think and engage a little bit. I
love engagement.
Yes. All right, my loves, I will get the recording up. Thank you all for being on. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see some of your beautiful faces first thing in the morning. Hopefully Mindy sometime soon. All right, girls.